Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Bell Ringers podcast with yours truly, Ryan MacDonald.
I'm Ty Press.
As always, subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/the Bell Ringers pod. Like our videos, give it a thumbs up, tell your friends, and then follow us on our social medias at Bell Ringers pod down below on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Spotify, Bell Ringers pod. Give us a follow and give us a review. Starting off to recap week 10, I did not have the best week. I went 1-3, puts me at 21-19 overall. My favorite, Atlanta -3.5, lost outright, so that wasn't a good one. They somehow got beat by New Orleans. Should have realized the Falcons would lose when interim head coach Darren Rizzi was taking them out there. It's a bad pick. I was, however, correct that Pitt was going to win against Washington outright, and then they went and played the Eagles in Philly on Thursday and got smacked. And then I had San Fran at Tampa Bay over 50.5, ended at 43. Not too bad. It just started off with the first half. They only had I don't know. I only had one touchdown in the first half, so just did not start off with enough. And then my under Tennessee at LA against the Chargers, under 39, also lost as the Chargers won 27-17. Kind of just didn't really expect Tennessee to score 17 points.
This could have been the week that I catch up, but alas, I also went 1-3. So
it puts you at 17-23 overall.
My favorite of the Detroit Lions -3.5 won by 3 points. So that's obviously a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
I had the Patriots +6, and they won outright. So
that was a good one.
Called that one easy. The over of the Vikings and the Jaguars was probably the lowest scoring game of the day.
Yeah,
that was a score of 12-7. So that was way off. And then my under for, I think it was Bills?
Buffalo, Indiana.
Bills, Indiana. I had 48, and it was 50 total. So that was close, but
yeah. I mean, you had a pick six right away off the bat, so it didn't help. The wheel went 2-2. It had the opposite of that Chicago New England game, so it lost its favorite. It lost its dog in Jacksonville +4. Won its over going against me, Tennessee at the Chargers over 39, and then won its under Atlanta at New Orleans under 46. Moving on to NFL Week 11, we have 3 games this week. Well, one's already done, but 3 games this week with teams facing off with both of them having a record of 7-3 or better. So we got some good matchups. Like I said,
love that.
We had Washington at Philly on Thursday. Eagles won. Sunday we have 1 p.m. game, Baltimore at Pittsburgh, and then at 4:25 Kansas City at Buffalo. So we got some.
Yeah,
it's kind of
Buffalo. I'm excited for. I think this is the game that they get their first loss.
Yeah, same. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're 2.5 point favorites, so I think Vegas is also picking that too.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess to recap, the Commanders game started off pretty slow, but finally got, at least the defense just killing them the whole time, so that was good. And then finally the offense stepped up.
0 catches to Scary Terry is absolutely incredible. He's an absolute freak. Should be running away with Defensive Rookie of the Year, but he doesn't have any picks, so he's not as flashy. But I've been seeing that people are like his name is getting recognized more after being on prime time and going against Terry McLaurin and literally not giving up a single catch. Not even looking his way is just incredible.
Well, yeah, I think the not having any picks kind of hurts you in the beginning of the season, obviously, with that, and then they're gonna be picking the favorite's gonna be a defensive end that has sacks and stats.
Yeah.
Whereas it takes a couple weeks to see wait, he went against what wide receiver and they only put up how many yards or 0 yards. So once those start adding stacking up with Jamar Chase, Jaden Reed, CD, Mike, all those guys he locked up, then it's everyone's oh wow, this actually is good, and he'll start shooting up the odds.
Our 3-leg parlay missed by 0.5 receptions, dude. We had Devontae Smith 4.5 receptions. I took Jaden Daniels under 226 passing yards, and then we did Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown because that's a guarantee at this point. And we ended with Jalen Hurts touchdown. I think Jaden Daniels barely broke 200.
Yeah,
he did. I think
it was 201 or something like that.
Yeah, and then Devontae Smith with 4 receptions, and he had an easy drop too.
Yeah, the one just where he just went right down. Yeah, that was a tough.
It's all right. That was a great bet. It should have hit. It was very close. We're gonna come up with another. I mean, obviously, this episode we're not gonna release one because I sent a selfie video out, which is doing good right now. Pretty hype.
There we go.
But yeah. So we're not making our Thursday parlay, but we will do our picks, and I think a little teaser. Me and Ryan are going against each other on a pick'em game.
Yeah, I'm
Very
excited.
exciting.
I don't know if you do you know what game it is yet? I
I
know.
did. I
Oh.
watched your video that you sent me
Oh.
right before we recorded, so I do know what game it is.
All right.
But we can get started though. The first game on the 1 o'clock slate that I have up here is Baltimore Ravens at Pittsburgh.
Yes, sir.
Ravens are -3.5 favorites, and the total is 48.5. 3.5. Honestly, this is going to be a very close game. Part of me would say just take the points because I don't like the last 4 or 5 matchups they've had. I don't think it's ever like a big margin of victory. Like they always are close, and I don't think Lamar has won in Pittsburgh yet.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely a
pretty
tough
sure.
place to play.
Yeah, it's a very tough place to play. Their defense has been balling out. They just smacked the Commanders. Well, it was a close game, but they played very well against Commanders. And yes, this Ravens team is hot, but a divisional matchup, especially with the Ravens Pittsburgh, like these games are always close. If I had to pick one, I'm taking Steelers +3.5 on this.
Yeah, I mean, especially getting like the 3.5 points, like it's like I mean, Baltimore could still win, but if they could just, I mean, if they only win by like 3 points, and you still get that win. So I think I'd go the same way.
As far as the over goes, I probably would say over just because Baltimore's defense is so banged up and Pittsburgh's offense has been flowing.
I believe that's my first pick, over 48.5 points.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, it is.
Very nice, very nice. Oh, wait, I have that too.
Yes.
Ravens Steelers over 48.5. Look at us.
There you go. Look at us.
Oh, my God. My next pick's the second game. Go ahead, Ryan.
Next game I have on here is Jacksonville at Detroit. Detroit is -13.5 points, over under of 47 points. I think it's probably the largest spread we've seen this season.
Mm-hmm.
So are you going on the side of Jaguars are still a football team and shouldn't be?
I think some would say that's too large of a spread. Jaguars are a professional football team. They do have professional football players on their roster. 13.5 points is a shit ton. And I know the Lions are pumping, but I still don't think I think they can maintain between 13.5. They might get blown out. The Lions have beaten teams this season, multiple by 13 points. So
I'd say they're one of the teams
yeah.
I don't feel comfortable enough doing that, especially because I mean Mac Jones is technically a professional quarterback, but
yeah, some people call him a professional quarterback. I think honestly this might be just hopeful with fantasy, but like Bigsby's out, so I think they're going to try to utilize ETN a lot more, which they kind of were straying away from for a while. He wasn't doing well. And I hope this is like a get right. ETN can get some motion going, and they're probably going to be relying on him with Mac Jones quarterback. So
yeah, but the only problem is they're likely going to be down early, so they might just throw the ball a lot.
True. Like I said, 13.5. That's too many points for me not to be a little enticed by.
It's fair. It's fair.
Next game, what would you pick on here? Would you still take Lions -13.5?
I think I might just based on how they played and the fact it's the Jags.
Yeah.
It is a lot, but like at the same time, it's like I would feel more comfortable. It's like, all right, Detroit didn't win by 14, but like if the Jags get blown out, it's like I bet on the Jags. If it was Trevor Lawrence,
I got on here is the Packers at Chicago. Big rivalry. Not so hot of competition at this point, but regardless, Packers are -5.5, and the total points is 40.5. And if I remember correctly, I think this is one of your picks.
It is, yeah. So I'm going to take the Packers here -5.5. I mean, they own the Bears, and the Bears stink, and so does head coach Eberflus. So that's enough said right there. They got smoked in Germany, or was it in Germany that they played, or I don't feel like they played it.
Chicago?
Yeah, I don't know why. For some reason, I feel like last week they played like
not played in Germany.
Oh, I don't know why I'm thinking they didn't play in the U.S. last week. But either way, they got smoked last week, and I fully expect them to probably get smoked again. I mean, Jordan Love's just getting healthier and healthier, so I don't really see any reason why they can't live by over a touchdown.
Right, looking at this right now, do we have the same over under, and then we have an opposite favorite and dog?
I don't know what your under is. I forget.
What's yours?
I think it's Indy Jets. Yeah.
Yeah, we have the same over under, and then we're competing for the one. This could be a pretty boring matchup this week, but yeah, if I had to pick one for this game, I would do Packers -5.5, and
I'd probably go with the under here.
Probably go with the under as well. Yes.
All right, so up next, I have the Minnesota Vikings playing in Tennessee against the Titans. Minnesota is -6 points, and the over/under is 39.5.
Yeah, ugly game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know if I like the Vikings have definitely kind of really cratered down. I mean, not cratered, but like definitely
No,
come down to
Sam
earth.
Darnold is coming back to Sam Darnold.
Yeah, with the fact they barely beat the Jags last week with Mac Jones, I don't really feel comfortable with them -6.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Honestly, I would take the points on this with Titans, and probably take the under of 39 and a
Yep,
half if I had
same.
to. All right, yeah, it's a snoozer. This one might be a little bit of a snooze fest too, but I got Las Vegas Raiders at Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are 7.5 favorites, and the total is 44. Don't love this game. I mean, I think the Dolphins are starting to get a little bit of an identity back, but it's still not great. And the Raiders are a dumpster fire right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd favor the Dolphins here -7.5.
Yeah, I probably would too. Just because they still have the weapons to.
Yeah. All right. Up next, I have the Rams at the Patriots. Rams are -4.5 point favorites with an over/under of 43.
I was interested in this matchup because I had a couple fantasy spots that I was like looking around like. Part of me wanted to take or pick up Drake May to start him just because he's been playing well. And then another part of me wanted me to pick up Los Angeles Rams defense and play them.
Just
so
conflicting sides.
On the fence of how I thought this game was going to go.
I mean, Drake May's been doing decently well. I think Stevenson's kind of just
no wide receivers.
yeah.
It's bad.
I don't love the Rams defense.
The Rams defense hasn't put up numbers. They put up 22 points against.
No,
like not last week, the week before.
I just meant like I'm not talking about fantasy. I'm talking about like in general.
Yeah, I know. This isn't a fantasy podcast, but I would probably be leaning the Rams -4.5 here. I think it's a little close of a spread. If I'm being honest, I think that's pretty generous to the Patriots, even though they have been playing well.
Yeah, I mean, I still think the Rams. I mean, I kind of thought they'd be higher up in their division by now. They've kind of lost a couple close games.
So I'd take the Rams here and probably the over, honestly.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Which I think is both of our picks here.
Yep.
The next game I got on here is the Indianapolis Colts at New York Jets. Jets are -4 favorites, and the total is 43.5. When we made this bet, we got it at 44. But like we kind of hinted at earlier, that is both me and Ryan's under. The Jets just got absolutely embarrassed by the Cardinals. And I know the Cardinals defense is better than the Colts, but that was such a dumpster fire performance.
Yeah.
And the Colts believe they're going with AR this week, which is a little bit better for points because the Jets can't tackle and their run defense is garbage. So I think the AR is a smarter move to go with that quarterback. But still, I mean,
he can't find open wide receivers, so it's going to be hard for them to score points when you can't throw the ball accurately. So
yeah, when he had the worst accuracy in the NFL. But yeah, so I'd like this under a lot. I like it.
I like it a lot.
Let's take the next one.
Yeah, up next I got Cleveland in New Orleans. This was a -1 point spread for New Orleans earlier in the week. It's flipped to -1 for the Browns. Over under of 44 points. I mean, you still got interim head coach Darren Rizzi. Risen enough for New Orleans, but I mean, Cleveland also stinks. I just wouldn't touch this. I don't hate the over because I don't know if either defense can. Well, I mean, Cleveland doesn't have a bad defense.
Derek Carr was letting it fly last week.
Yeah, that's
to what was it Van
MVS.
something? Yeah,
Valdez-Scantling.
Valdez-Scantling. Yes. But I don't know. It's still like you don't know what the Saints are. The Browns, Jameis Winston revenge game. But like, if anything, I would probably if I had to pick anything for this game, it probably would be the over, just because.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
Jameis is going to be going crazy for the fact that it's a revenge game, whether that means throwing pick sixes or just throwing deep touchdowns.
That was kind of my exact point.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a.
I do think I do have to rock with Jameis Winston in fantasy this week, so I'm kind of hoping it's more of the touchdown route rather than the pick six route. But
we shall see. I might pick up Carr just to spite, but.
You're up.
Okay, so I got Seattle. Oh, this is the first 4:00 game. Seattle Seahawks at San Fran. Niners are 6.5 point favorites, and the total is 48. With McCaffrey back, they look good. They didn't look completely sound. I just don't think this Seattle team is all they were in the beginning of the season. Like I think they're kind of similar to the Vikings. They're kind of coming back to what they should be. Like San Fran to win this game, I probably honestly would even say that they're going to cover 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think they probably do it. The only reason why I could see them 9 is it's a divisional game. They know each other pretty well, so Seattle might be able to squeeze in there like I mean, they'd still probably lose by like 5 points, but just might be able to sneak
Mm-hmm.
in a cover there. I don't hate the unders. It's kind of a lot of points.
Yeah, 48 is a lot. I probably would be leaning under as well.
Up next, I have Atlanta in Denver. Denver's minus 2 points over under 45. I mean, Bo Nix has been kind of turning it on lately, actually playing pretty
Mm-hmm.
well, getting some touchdowns, and with their defense, kind of hard not to be on their side. I mean, I expected a lot more at Atlanta this year, but I don't know. I don't know how you lose in New Orleans.
And got like lost pretty bad too. Like they
Yeah.
kind of got bullied by them.
I mean, yeah,
So,
they were like down the whole game. It wasn't even like close.
Yeah, I probably would agree with you. Denver definitely like almost beat the Chiefs. So like I really like that was a statement game. Like as much
Oh,
as
yeah,
they lost,
They
it was a
deserve that
big-
game.
Yeah, they should have won that game. That was just like Chiefs being Chiefs and like should have lost and then got a blocked field goal that would have been a walk off field goal. So I think that was a big like this is who I am moment. Like Broncos showed out, and for
Yeah.
a loss, it still is. You almost gave the Chiefs their first loss, so that is a big game. I like probably the Broncos -2 here. I think honestly the way both these teams played last week, 2 points is kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, that's how I agree. They definitely had two pretty different thoughts, outlooks going into the season, but I think they've kind of flipped now where Atlanta's
Mm-hmm.
a little bit on the downfall and Denver's on the come up.
I might be leaning under on this too, 45.
Yeah,
This Broncos defense. I know the Falcons are all offense and not much.
Yeah.
But like
I kind of agree. I think it's a pretty good line right there. I mean,
yeah, it is.
it's gonna be a
one.
close one.
The game that I'm most excited for, outside of obviously the Thursday night game that already happened, is this Chiefs at Buffalo. Bills are -2 favorites, and the total is 46. This is the week that the Chiefs get their first loss, and it's gonna be from Josh Allen, and I'm fucking pumped.
Yeah, he gets a little bit of revenge.
I didn't take it for any of my picks, but I am very excited for this one.
I don't hate the over here because I just feel like when these two guys play, they just go back and forth with touchdown
Yeah.
drives.
The Chiefs just haven't been playing like that though.
I know, but
think
I
they-
just-
the
I
Bills
just-
could fucking really lay it down. on them.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't really imagine a game with Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen where they're not just like touchdown after touchdown after touchdown.
Yeah, if Josh Allen sets the tone, Mahomes is somehow just going to be pulling shit out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
Dr. Hopkins is going to have a legendary game again.
Yeah, Travis Kelce is going to get like 2 touchdowns.
hmm
Yep. Sunday night game, we have Cincinnati in LA playing the Chargers. Chargers are -1.5 points. The over-under is 48 points. And this is where we're battling it out.
hmm
I'm taking Cincinnati +1.5 as a dog.
And I got the Los Angeles Chargers -1.5 as my favorite. They have been balling the last 3 weeks, 26 or 27 points all 3 weeks, and the defense has been stout, holding teams. So I think the most people scored is 16. The 1 week was 10, and the 1 week was 6. Their offense and defense are both balling out. Joe Burrow has been an absolute freak. I know that, but I think they can slow them down enough, or at least just like run the clock out. With J.K. Dobbins has reemerged. Yeah, they kind of dipped down in the middle of the season. Gus Edwards back makes it a double-edged sword. Like you got the 2-punch combo. I don't know. I just like them.
I mean, I think the Bengals are in desperation mode here. They need to win a game. They need to get wins and start stacking them up, or else they're going to be out for the season. And I mean, the Bengals' last 5 games, they've lost to the Ravens and the Eagles, but they're 2 of the top teams in the league. So it's and like they took the Ravens to the wire, really close game. So they've played well against these other good teams. And then the Chargers have kind of played some iffy teams that they got wins over, like the Titans, the Browns, the Saints, and Denver. But that was kind of early in the season when they weren't as good as they are now. So it's not like they've had tough matchups. They've been kind of beating on easy teams.
Yeah, I just think with the Chargers got a really tough schedule going forward. This is like the last game that I think that they really can have a handle on, because after the Bengals, it's Ravens, Falcons. They can probably win, but Ravens, Falcons, Chiefs, Bucks, and then Broncos has how they end their season, and then Patriots. But that's like a tough schedule going forward. This is a game that they definitely want to get a win on there before they face this gauntlet of teams.
Yeah, it's fair. I just don't think they're going to get it.
All right, well, it's going to be, like I said, it's going to come down to Sunday night, which is going to be very exciting. And you never know. Me and you could both be having great weeks.
Yeah, we
having
could.
the 2 same picks.
We could definitely both be 3-0 at that point. That'd be pretty
We
cool.
could be 3-0.
That'd be
each
cool.
Looking at this
The
matchup.
battle for who gets 4-0.
Would be very exciting. So that was Sunday night. Monday night game. Kind of a bummer now, but Houston Texans at Dallas Cowboys. Texans are -7 favorites, 41.5 is the total. Texans are getting their boy Nico Collins back, big up, and the Cowboys do not have Dak Prescott. They're going Cooper Rush or I'm pretty sure right now Cooper Rush is the starting
Yeah.
quarterback. CeeDee's on the injury report right now. He might not be playing.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, they released him, or they put him on the IR injury report today. So that would suck. That kind of blows for me too, because having a player that's on Monday night, having to try and find a player to replace him, it's kind of annoying. But
yeah, but like at least like if you know now, it's worse. Like I would just try and I see what you mean.
I picked up the
Tolbert,
yeah.
That makes sense why you asked that.
I like the Texans a lot here. I can say
yeah. I mean,
no Dak, no CD too. They're getting Nico back. They're gonna light it up.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. I didn't realize about the CD injury. But yeah, I mean, Dak's out for the season, so Cowboys season's over if it wasn't already. Definitely is now. Yeah, I don't hate that in the over. I don't hate Texans in over 41.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just look back at how the Texans were playing when Nico was playing, and they were lighting teams up. Like they were close games, but he was getting a deep ball every single game. Tank Dell got his footing back together. Like I think this offense is going to come out a lot hotter now too. And Nico coming back to him, it's going to be. I think they're going to have a real push in the late season.
Yeah, I mean they were going off together early in the season. He was like leading the league in receiving yards. So
yeah, he was the number 1 wide receiver before he got hurt.
Expect them to kind of connect again.
So that's our last game of the week 11.
I'll do the wheel
recap of our picks.
Let me do the wheel first.
Oh yeah, the wheel.
All right. I think I already did the wheel but I'll do it again for this. Kansas City at Buffalo, so it's taking the Bills.
There we go. Love that.
So Buffalo minus, was it 2 or 2.5? 2.
I saw that too.
Yeah. All right. Underdog is going to be Tennessee. So Minnesota at Tennessee plus 6. Don't hate it, to be honest. Don't love it either. Over is Jacksonville at Detroit. What was that one at?
47.
47. All right. And the last pick, the under. Seattle at San Fran. Was this 48?
48.
All right.
To recap my week 11 picks, I have my favorite is the Chargers minus 1.5 against the Cincinnati Bengals, and also against my dog is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Lions plus 13.5. Too many points. My over is going to be the Ravens at Pittsburgh 48.5, and my under is going to be the Colts at New York Jets 43.5.
And my favorite for Week 11 is going to be Green Bay minus 5.5 at Chicago. My dog, as he mentioned, is Cincinnati plus 1.5 at the Chargers. My over is Baltimore at Pittsburgh over 48.5, and my under is Indy at New York against the Jets under 43.5. The Wheels picks are Kansas City at Buffalo minus 2. It's taking Tennessee plus 6 at home against Minnesota. It's taking the Jacksonville Jaguars at Detroit over 47, and the Seattle Seahawks at San Fran under 48. Lock it in.
Lock it in, boys. Good luck with your picks. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, repost, do everything you can because we love it all. Comment too.
And then let Ty know when he goes wrong Sunday night.
Right. Oh, what's that? Thank you again, guys.
Yeah, everyone pick your sides with who you think's going to win that matchup between us two. Who's covering Cincinnati
who's taking
or
Chargers or who's taking Cincinnati?
Go Bengals.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. See you.
See ya.
Go Birds.